Hi guys, nothing in front of me to start off with today, that's a little bit different. I'm going to talk about one book, July, and my thoughts, ideas, what I'm probably going to do this year. Last year I did take part, if you remember. There are some videos on my channel. I think I've put them in a playlist now as well, if you want to have a look at what happened. I'm going to summarise and reflect back, because that's kind of my starting point, actually. So, to start off with last year, so I'm just going to knock everything while I get everything out, I started with this, which is the hardbound 8x10 Erin Condren planner, which in my head is a wonderful planner. I love the idea of this planner. I didn't stay in this very long because I tried to put everything in this planner and it isn't quite big enough for that. I'm still looking forward to when the new ones of this are released, the new dated ones, just to see what they're like, because I keep thinking if I go back to Erin Condren I'll go hardbound, but we'll wait and see. So I stayed in this for about, I don't know, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know, and decided that I needed more space. So that went out the window. So I went back to my bullet journal, which at the time was this lovely B5 Leuchtturm. And everything was going in here. And then I got halfway through the month and was like, oh my word, oh no, I'm running out of pages. I don't have enough space to finish off July. So that went out the window. And then I got this, which is a lovely Nuna notebook. And I saw out the month in this. So essentially I started out trying to do like a structured planner and ended up in a bullet journal. Never mind, that was last year. The other part of last year was the Go Big or Go Home challenge. So for those of you who know One Book July, it's been going for several years and an extra challenge was introduced a couple of years ago, which was one project, one book, 1 month, instead of one book, one pen, 1 month. Last year's was Go Big or Go Home, so trying an extra big planner maybe, or in my case an extra small planner. I tried an A6 Leuchtturm bullet journal. That lasted 2 days, I kid you not, and then I decided no, I can't cope with this, so I didn't even bother using it, which is probably where I fell down with the combination between that and the Erin Condren planner, I'm thinking. This year the challenge is digital planning. Now I'm in a position where I have no interest in digital planning at all. It's not that I don't want to do it, I just have no interest. As far as it goes is that I have a Google Calendar that I share with my husband. I do have loads of tasks and stuff in my Outlook account at work, and obviously as a teacher all our plans are electronic. I have no interest to plan electronically for my life. I like pen and paper, so I'm not doing that. I'm actually going to try last year's version again. So I'm going to be doing the 1 book, 1 pen, 1 month thing alongside the Go Big or Go Home. So this doesn't apply to work, I think. I'm already doing it. So let's start there. This is something I don't share very often. This is my work planner. Now, I'm not going to show you a lot of details in this because of what goes in here, but I'm going to show you the cover, clearly. This is a happy planner. It is on mini rings. I have Franken-planned this beyond belief. So, for those of you that don't understand, Franken-planning is where you take different aspects of different planners and combine them into one. So, for example, Franken-planning and Erin Condren, you're taking some of the notebook and some of the planner and recoiling it together, I guess. A lot of people talk about Franken-planning happy planners because it's really easy, because everything snaps off and snaps back on. So, this is my one book that I use for work at the moment. So if you remember a while back, I may have had a bit of a wobble about GDPR and what I could and couldn't do for work. This is how I fixed that problem, and it's working really well. So I don't want to jinx it, but I'm going to turn it this way because I don't want to turn it that way. I have got different sections on this. So I have teaching pages, which I'm going to go to the back of the month after my divider. They look a little bit like this. So this is from the classic Happy Teacher Planner, which is dated August 2018 to July 2019. I'm not going to use August, obviously, so I've taken out a few pages and put them in here just to kind of see how I feel about the layout in a smaller size than the big 8.5 by 11 that I have been using in the past. So that's that. And then I have photocopied a load of checklist pages to use for the rest of the year. Then I have an inbox section, which is kind of a little bit like the GTT method. And this is just full of like all of the things inserts. So this is just general lists. I have a bullet journal section, which is full of the lovely dot grid paper that Happy Planner have released. And then I have just my general kind of planner sections at the back. So this is taken from an actual planner. So this is like my diary section. That's working really, really well. I'm still not sure how I feel about the teaching pages. This is probably going to have a mix up. But the advantage of a Happy Planner is I can take pages out and shred them. Yes, I did say that, but I need to be able to do that. So this is how that works. So for work, I do have one book, but work planning is very separate to everything else in my life. The other thing I've discovered with that is actually, if I just have all of my tasks in my work planner and all my personal ones in personal planner, I look at one and not the other, which is a bit of a problem. So I have been sort of generalising my work tasks so they're not as specific and putting them into my general whole to-do list for everything. And that's been much more productive. So even though I'm still looking in two places, I'm actually getting more stuff done. Makes sense to me. So anyway, that's work. I've now talked for nearly 7 minutes, so I'm very sorry. If you've had enough and you've gone away by now, oh well. We're getting on to the main business. My one book. This is my one book. This is a passion planner. I have been falling back in love with my passion planner. There is something about it that just works for me, that I really like. I like the paper. I just like it. It has been quite helpful, particularly where I've had a bit of a dip. The time planning is something that I actually really, really enjoy. And while I do have the time planning in my bullet planner, this goes half hours and pretty much is the half hours that I'm awake. Like holiday time is a bit different, but term time, I'm awake at 6. I go to bed anywhere between 10 and 11. So generally, it's my life. So this is the new Passion Planner Pro, which is B5 size. We might have guessed I like the B5 8x10 size, even though I tend to have A5 bullet journals. But I do like this size, it's one of my favourites. And the fact that this now comes in this size makes me so happy. This is the academic Passion Planner in Urban Blue, which unfortunately doesn't start until August. Oh, what's a girl to do? Now, because Passion Planner in the process of doing this, in releasing this, they've got rid of their compact and their classics. They only do B5. I'm happy with that. But a lot of people were not. So what they did is they released a 3-month undated PDF version of the planner, which I've printed out and I've stuck on the plain pages at the back. I never use the plain pages at the back. I use the grid ones, but I don't use the plain ones. So I would rather use them, start this early, and then have like forward planning for August and September with everything that's going on. So I've decided to stick it in. So here's what we've got so far. I have, unsurprisingly, already planned out the monthly view. Still need to work on getting bigger planners in my new setup, never mind. This is, because this is undated, it has 6 weeks, so everything's a bit spread out, but actually that works quite nicely for July. I have used little bits of a sticker kit, as you can probably tell. At the Elizabeth Design event, I picked up the Sail Away monthly kit and then sat there and got incredibly overexcited as I planned out August and realised that the kits that Rachel does for monthly views fit perfectly in this planner. So the leftover bits I used to decorate this month, and then I got just one of the habit tracker stickers you can buy separately and stuck it down. So there are no work tasks on this. Not work tasks, work events on this calendar. I may add significant ones like the last day of school, which is already there. I may add in moving up morning when we have our new classes come up, but generally I'm not going to put any work task on this calendar. This calendar is about me, and we'll leave it at that. I have started doing my project planning. This is something I've only done for June. I never really used this, and it kind of just helped me break things down a little bit, so that was quite nice. So that's my monthly view, and then if you've not seen the weekly pages, this is what they look like. Now I have stuck header stickers down because I've stuck them down. This is a plain one, so we don't have any dates, we don't have a quote, it is what it is. And I have that for all of July. So this is going to be my main planner. Now, there isn't enough room to write everything in this, so I am trying again with an A6 bullet journal. Now, I've thought about what the problem was last year. I think the problem was that I was trying to put everything in here that I was putting in my other bullet journal. So to go from a B5 to an A6, I mean, look at the size difference. Look at it, like it's less than half the size. So that was my problem. This is going to be essentially a pure rapid logging task list bullet journal, because I won't be able to fit everything in my passion planner, and there are certain things that I might not want to include in my passion planner because I'm going to try and be quite open with that during the month of July. So this will run alongside it. Now, I have trialled a couple of days in this, and I feel a lot happier than I did this time last year because I've adapted what I'm doing. It is just a to-do list. I'm just going to double check what I've got on my to-do list, see if I can show you a moment. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here's my to-do list, start of the week. So I've done a simple weekly overview. This was inspired by Sunshine and Stationery, who has an A6 bullet journal as kind of like the on-the-go planner, just because I wanted an overview of what was going on. Then I've just got lists. It's just lists. I haven't been very up to date with this list, but what I started doing on Tuesday was going through and colour coding things. So things to do with work are green, things to do with me are like other colours, things to do with the house is another colour, things to do with guides is another colour. So that is kind of a way of seeing things at a quick glance, and that has been working quite well. I've quite enjoyed that process. So for 1 Book July, I am doing Go Big or Go Home. I am using an A6 bullet journal, and I'm using my passion planner as my main planner. We will see how this goes. I will be doing weekly Plan With Me videos in my passion planner for the month. I'm going to try different things. So I'm going to use some sticker kits. I'm going to do some colour blocking. I'm going to do pen only. If there's anything specific you want to see me do in a weekly setup in my passion planner, let me know, because I kind of want to show how versatile it actually is, even though there is all of that structure. Like, this is just a dated week. Despite all this, it can be very flexible. So there'll be weekly videos on that, and then I'm going to do weekly updates on how this is going and how it's all working together and my thoughts on the whole thing. My thoughts are that perhaps while I'm enjoying this, I think essentially a B6 would be a better fit for me, but I'm going with this now because it's what I've got. Now, some of you, now I've said all this, may be wondering, but what about your main bullet journal? Because as we know, I put a lot of love into my bullet journal. I put a lot of love into my bullet planner. Well, my bullet planner is having a little holiday. I'm starting to fall out of love with my bullet planner. I don't know why. I think it's because the structured bits are not structured enough and the free bits are not free enough. Really weird, I know. So that's just going to take a back burner. Instead, this is going to be where I kind of do my journaling and weekly review. So every week I'll sit down and do a bit of journaling, just so that I don't lose July out of my bullet journal life, really. So I have done some setup, which I will show you quickly. I have based this all around Your Best Year by Lisa Jacobs. So I have my calendar overview because I wanted that in here. Again, the stickers are from Rachel's shop. They're from a monthly view kit. I think it's the Be Bright kit. Yeah, something like that. And then on, I've just got reflection pages and planning pages, basically. So this is all about planning out your month, which I'm going to do shortly. It's just kind of giving you an overview of what's going on so that you can structure your life better. This is the weekly review, very much structured from her book. And then I've just got like a little planning page of what I want to do for my life planned out when. So I do have July in there. I will be journaling in there, like actual journaling, but that's it. Everything else is going here. So it's daunting, like this bit is daunting. This bit is not. This bit is like coming home, and it's coming home to the right stuff because it's the right size. This stuff scares me still, but we'll get there. So if you're going to take part in One Book July, I'd love to know what you're getting up to, what you're planning on doing. If you're interested in looking for more on One Book July, I would definitely check out Romney's videos. She does the main launch video. There's also now a One Book July channel, which kind of absorbs every video to do with One Book July into one central location. Obviously, check out on social media, hashtag One Book July 2018 to see all of the different things that are going on. This year is like a journaling focus as well as a planner focus. So if you're happy with the planning system but maybe want to think about journaling, I'd also recommend checking it out. So I've now rambled and waffled for far too long on a very hot sunny day. I hope you are having a lovely week. I'll be back later in the week with a plan with me in this lovely thing. And in the meantime, guys, happy planning.